Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the Oklahoma Sports Report. I'm Rick Heath. With me, my partner, Mark Rodgers, and we are at Cohiba Lounge today, just a few football tosses away from Owen Field, and where University of Oklahoma, Mark, is hosting for the first time in Norman, University of Mississippi.
Yeah, first time ever for South Carolina here last year. First time ever for Ole Miss here this year. OU's lost 2 to them and never won, so a chance to get even. But I went to Ole Miss last year. I had a great time. Ole Miss is a school where they have a party, but there's a football game going on at the same time. So it's
more about the party than it is the football.
It's more about the party. Even Lane Kiffin called his own people out last week, and it was exactly my experience. I mean, you go into the stadium, and there's a lot of people. It's empty in there. But the Grove outside the stadium is, I've never seen more stuff put in a Grove to facilitate a big-time party. I mean, you got chandeliers, you got all the food.
They go at it hardcore.
Drink and alcohol that you can have, and they've got, it's
more of a formal party.
It's worth seeing. But once I experienced that, I did think to myself, I'm like, man, you know what, hey, home field advantage is created by good players. But there are other home field advantages that are way more intimidating than this atmosphere. So, when you got a Georgia or Alabama coming into Ole Miss, I would never rely on the home crowd putting them over the top in those type of games, especially, when you've got stadiums in the SEC that hold 100,000 in a bunch of different places.
Well, and Norman here, the University of Oklahoma, has they tailgate, but they're more interested in what's happening inside the stadium than what happens outside the stadium.
Hey, and shout out to the OU students. I think this year they've done a great job of being in their seats and being involved in the games and inside the stadium too. So I think the OU crowd has been fantastic this year. And this Saturday morning, even though it will be in the morning, I think will definitely be a big edge for OU in the game.
That's the only negative about it. I mean, they put it at 11 o'clock kickoff, and this game deserved more of a primetime atmosphere as opposed to 11 a.m. They got 2 top 20 teams coming in here and playing. The first time ever Mississippi's here. It would have been great. SEC Nation is going to be here doing broadcast live. And so I thought it deserved more than 11 a.m. kickoff, but they didn't ask me.
I'm in the minority, man. 11 a.m. kickoff just means I got to get up a little earlier. I'm just still as excited about that as I would be if it was at 6 or 2:30. The Missouri game is already set. It's 11. The LSU game is going to be an afternoon or an evening game, possibly a night game. So you've got one more of those left. The SEC schedule, they're just good games throughout the time slots, so they just line them up and knock them down throughout the day.
Well, it's not like they don't have alternative.
Yeah, the LSU game was the 11 o'clock game last week, and I thought that was one of the more interesting and intriguing games in the SEC. So it's just, hey, this conference is fantastic.
Yeah, it is, and we're getting to know the teams that are coming in for the first time, like University of Mississippi. And we are at the Cohiba Lounge here in Norman, where Oliva Cigars are our sponsor this week. They had a core deal of buy 3, get 1 free. You buy 5, you get 2 free. And if you buy 10, you get also a traveling humidor that will fit all 10 of your cigars. So come by, try the Oliva Cigar Specials at Cohiba Lounge on Mississippi Week.
If you've been in an automobile accident, you need expert medical evaluation and care. Just like in football, every team needs a leader to reach the goal line. Dr. Lopez will be the quarterback of your care. With a trusted network of specialists, he makes sure every part of your injury is treated the right way. As a board-certified, fellowship-trained trauma specialist, Dr. Lopez brings years of experience to your recovery. Concussions are often overlooked, but we use the iBox concussion system, the only FDA-approved office-based device for detecting concussions. Play it safe. Get checked out without delay. Call the OKC Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH today. Your health is too important to wait.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new Laser Light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new Laser Light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. or write the next great classic rock song. The Garage, the place to keep it classic.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, you need to contact Dr. Martin Lopez at the OKC Car Crash Clinic. There you will be evaluated and treated by a board-certified and fellowship-trained specialist with 3 decades of clinical expertise. Concussions are an injury that are frequently underdiagnosed. At the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic, we utilize the iBox concussion assessment system to help further evaluate you. For an evaluation, please contact the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH or check us out at okccrash.com.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
And welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge. Hey, and Mark, for the Ole Miss game, you got to have a hat like this, an OU type hat, and you can get them at Surf and Turf Golf. You got it at surfandturfgolf.com, and you can get all kinds of OU style hats ready for the game. You also, if you have a company that you need to have hats made for customized, you can get that surfandturf.com, and it's coast to course to coast is their motto, and they make hats for every occasion, and especially for OU sports, and you can get them at surfandturf.com. Real quickly, Mississippi is coming in. They got beat by Georgia, but they put on a great offensive show against the stout Georgia defense.
Yeah, they found a quarterback in the portal, Trinidad Chambliss, who played for Ferris State. It's a 1AA school. They played UCO and beat them.
Do you know where Ferris State is?
It's in Michigan.
Yeah, Big Rapids, Michigan. I had to look that up. I had no idea where it was at.
Well, they put a whole bunch of points on UCO last year in a playoff game, but that's been a huge plus for them because they did not have quarterback play from Austin Simmons, the guy that they thought was going to step in. He got hurt, and Chambliss has taken over. He leads the country in yards per completion at 15 yards. So I love this matchup for OU this week. I think that Mississippi is not great against the run.
Well, they're 14th in the SEC against the run.
That's right, and they're 90th in the NCAA in all games. But for Chambliss to stand back there in the pocket and throw down the field, it's going to be tough for him to do that. Lane Kiffin is one of the very best play callers and schemers in the country, so you're going to get a great matchup Saturday morning between he and Brent Venables when it comes down to the scheming of the game. So I think it'll be fun to watch, but I do think that OU matches up as well against Ole Miss as they do any opponent the rest of the way.
Well, and Trinidad Chambliss is a good quarterback, and you said he's leading the SEC in yards per game, also 250. Do you think this is probably the best quarterback they have faced up to this point?
It's easily the best offense they faced. Yeah, I mean, and Ole Miss is way up there in statistics in terms of passing offense in the country, number 1 in the SEC. So yeah, it'll be a challenge, but I do think that this OU defense is so good, and they've got depth on that side of the ball. They'll be playing at home, which gives them a little bit more of an advantage. And so I think the teams that can have some success against OU be a little bit of the underneath stuff, but sometimes, over the top on deep shots. I don't see Ole Miss being able to do that. So,
Ole Miss is second in the country in explosive plays. Mm-hmm. I mean, that shows how much they've been able to get the ball down the field. Now, if OU's defense has a little bit of a weakness, it might be that because they haven't been challenged.
Yeah.
No quarterback has really challenged them deep down the field yet.
Well, that could be a fly in the ointment, but I think OU's pressure is going to be so good that it is hard to challenge them.
To sit back that long?
Yeah, it's going to be hard to challenge them down the field. Now, if you can have run after the catch and things like that against this OU defense, that could be an issue. Gentry Williams got banged up in last week's game. Oklahoma's defense is better, especially against the pass, with him out there. So we'll have to monitor his availability coming up this week.
Now, OU on the other, for OU's offense, they need to be able to run the ball. They found a little something against South Carolina's defense, and they were able to run the ball more effectively than they had to this point this year. Are they going to be able to continue to do that against the Ole Miss defense?
Ole Miss defense, the defensive line is full of some really talented players, but I don't know if it's the front four, front three, the linebackers, but they just really haven't been that good against the run so far this season. So for OU, even it's impressive to see what Georgia did against them last week. That's a really good offense. But even the week before, Washington State was able to sustain possessions against Ole Miss in Oxford. So the OU offense needs to build on that. For whatever reason, there was a little bit of intricate kind of change in some of the inside zone that they ran in the game, but OU will need to do a little bit better than that.
Well, yeah, Mississippi is giving up 4.7 per rush, and they're also 14th stopping the run in the SEC, 14th ranked. So OU should be able to, and to me, that will be the key to the OU offense, is that if they can spread them out and then get some positive plays rushing the ball, they might be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, we got a guy that can catch a pass or two over here.
Over Tinker, yeah. Tinker Owens over here. We might need to have him come in on Saturday there. A little change of pace. Hey, we are at Cohiba Lounge, where you can come down and get Oliva cigars like Tinker is doing, Tinker Owens, and getting his own cigars here at Cohiba Lounge at Boyd and Jenkins. We'll be right back after this.
Reveal the skin you've always wanted with Morpheus 8 at the new laser light. Combining the power of microneedling and radio frequency, Morpheus 8 stimulates collagen production to tighten, smooth, and contour your skin. It's a non-surgical solution for scars, wrinkles, and other blemishes, perfect for your face, neck, and body. Experience youthful, radiant skin with minimal downtime. Schedule your consultation today at the new laser light and discover a new you with Morpheus 8.
Mark, one of our good friends, T&W Tire, is sponsoring us this year. Talk to us about T&W Tire.
Well, we love T&W Tire. They're the sports animal locks of the week, so you're always going to get some good advice on that. T&W Tire started off in Oklahoma in the 80s with 5 locations, and they've grown to 30 locations that are all across the Southwest, Midwest part of the United States. So if you need tires for a fleet of vehicles, that's what they really specialize in. They do a great job with that. But T&W is more than just tires. If your car has the check engine light on, you can roll in there, oil change, they do it all. They'll usually give you a diagnostic exam for free when you go in there. So check them out, man. They do great customer service. Love the guys at the location on 25 North Council Road over there, but they've got locations all over. So we said, great family-owned business.
The garage is more than just a place to fix up the classic car. It's also a place to watch an instant classic. Or write the next great classic rock song. The garage, the place to keep it classic.
Charles, I do quite enjoy Oklahoma, but I do declare I miss the pub. Oh, Michael, you silly muppet. Why don't we just go to Pub W? You plonker. Pub W. It's Oklahoma's pub with all your favorites. Fish and chips, pigs in a blanket, chili lime chicken salad, and of course, whiskey. You said whiskey, my good man? Indeed I did. Pub W. Oklahoma's pub.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, you need to contact Dr. Martin Lopez at the OKC Car Crash Clinic. There you will be evaluated and treated by a board-certified and fellowship-trained specialist with 3 decades of clinical expertise. Concussions are an injury that are frequently underdiagnosed. At the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic, we utilize the iBox concussion assessment system to help further evaluate you. For an evaluation, please contact the Oklahoma City Car Crash Clinic at 405-86-CRASH or check us out at okccrash.com.
And welcome back. Oklahoma Sports Report from Cohiba Lounge. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath. Remember, you can get a special on Oliva cigars here at Cohiba Lounge, University of Mississippi week, all the way up until Saturday night. Come by and you get specials on buy 3 get 1, buy 5 get 2, buy 10 and you get a special carrying humidor. So all that from Oliva Cigars here at Cohiba Lounge. Mark, the defense is coming off probably their best showing of the year against South Carolina.
Yeah, they got pressure on Lenore Sellers, the South Carolina quarterback. And up to this, they've really faced some quarterbacks that are going through challenges. Jackson Arnold going through some challenges. Michigan playing Bryce Underwood, who's a freshman, not have a lot of experience. And then you go to Sellers last week, who's had his offensive line coach fired during the game week.
You can see why.
Yeah, and giving up a ton of sacks. I mean, he's been sacked a ton this year. As big as a guy as he is, that doesn't keep you from having a bunch of UFOs running at you all the time. So this will be a challenge. Lane Kiffin is a great game planner. Chambliss, Simmons, both. They used them in a play last week. Both saw a little bit of time, 3 snaps for Simmons, so he's not afraid to try to confuse you with some alignment and things like that. So this is going to be a challenge for the OU defense, but I think it is one that they're going to be up to the test.
Well, and they got Keyshawn Levy, right, the running back. I mean, he's been averaging some pretty good yards rushing. And then they got a big tight end that's leading in explosive plays, 20 yards a catch. So with Chambliss's ability not only to throw the ball, but to run the ball, that puts a little bit different pressure on the OU defense.
Well, and they also have Luke Hayes from Bixby that they paid a lot of money from in the portal. It's not catching as many passes. And tight end really hurt OU in this game last year at Oxford. So they're going to get the full dose of offense. But I think that, OU's defense is going to rely on trying to confuse the quarterback. They're going to have some interesting blitz pressures. And we'll see if Chambliss, who's been used to playing at a much different level, and Simmons, who's not been playing at any level really since high school at all very much, can be up to the task.
Well, now last year, Chambliss not only threw for 3,000 yards, but he ran for 1,000, 28 touchdowns throwing, 25 rushing, which is a different level.
Yeah.
But it shows that he can still run the ball, and that will present, because he's able to throw the ball a little bit more accurate, kind of like Arch Manning did against OU for Texas. Get outside the pocket and threw the ball on the run. And he has a pretty good accuracy that way.
Yeah, he does. And so, again, best offense OU's faced so far this season. But I think that their defense is going to be ready. Oklahoma's they're so deep. They've played multiple guys this year, a bunch of plays. I think that's going to really sustain itself going forward into the future. As you graduate some of the better players in this group, you've still got guys that have experience that'll be returning.
Well, now OU's defense is, everybody's talked about how much they've nationally been recognized, leading defense in 6 categories, around in many different ways. But they still are going to need to keep either Chambliss in the pocket so that he's getting pressure and he can't get outside, or if he does get outside, have a spy or whatever they want to call that, a fast linebacker or one of the cheetah guys that's right there so that he doesn't have a free run and extend plays for 4 or 5 seconds until one of his receivers gets open.
Yeah, that's a good point. That cost them some in the Texas game, and I think maybe they can learn a little bit of that from some stunts that they ran on the edge that got Arch Manning bounced outside the pocket a little bit, and he threw better on the run. So, yeah, I think most of the time you'd like to get the quarterback on the move a little bit. Most of those guys, if they can stand back in the pocket, are going to throw it a little bit better, but I'm sure that that's something that they will have seen on film.
Speaking of throwing, getting them outside the pocket, our OKC Car Crash Clinic defensive play of the week is the same guy that we awarded last week, Taylor Wine. What a great game Taylor Wine had.
Sure that's not Boz out there?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, what a great, he intercepted a fake punt. Who could always say, hey, I intercepted a fake punt? Because they faked it, they threw the ball, and he's right there at it. Not only that, but he got 3 tackles for loss. So Taylor Wine is playing a really high level of defense, and he is our OKC Car Crash Clinic defensive play of the week by OKC Car Crash. Now, if you've had the unfortunate occurrence of having a car crash, you need to call the OKC Car Crash Clinic, and they will take care of all your medical needs and work you through the entire process. If you need help with insurance or anything else, OKC Car Crash Clinic with Dr. Martin Lopez will help make that less painful for your car crash. And we'll be right back with more right after this. And welcome back. Final segment, Oklahoma Sports Report. Mark Rodgers, Rick Heath from Cohiba Lounge. And Mark, one of our favorite sponsors, T&W Tire. You know a lot about T&W Tire.
Yeah, I was going to call a high school game at Marlowe on Friday night. Drove right past the T&W Tire location there in Lindsay. Locations all across the Southwest. They can really help you if you're in the oil field, if you've got a fleet service of vehicles. They can provide tires for you at great prices. If it's just your own individual vehicle, they can do that too. Check engine light is on. You can trust them. They've been in the business for 40 years. Great Oklahoma-owned company that will take care of you no matter which location you go to, even the one here at 25 North Council Road. Of course, T&W Tire sponsor of the T&W Tire Locks of the Week on my show in the Sports Animal.
And a T&W Tire Studio that we also do. They sponsor that when we're in studio. But today we are at Cohiba Lounge, where you can get Oliva cigar specials all this week for the University of Mississippi coming in. And to celebrate the Rebels, you can smoke a victory cigar from Oliva after that game, hopefully if you're an OU fan. I got something for you here, Mark. You love this, and I'm sure you understand it and know it. OU is 7 straight games of unders.
Okay, that's good defense.
Yes.
And really it's probably a little bit of subpar offense at times, but and the totals are low. I mean, this is a fairly high total this week at 54. I think OU is going to have some success on the offensive end, and I think that they've got a really good offensive opponent in here this year. The best they'll face until the Alabama game, second best overall this season. LSU could be in that conversation, but they haven't done it as of yet with their offense. So, yeah, you're going to continue that trend with the under this week?
Well, I tell you what, I like 7-0. I mean, that's a nice one to bet into or to play with. Now, if that happens, that means that OU is going to have to keep Mississippi under 25 or so in order to win the game, because they're going to have to score more. So I look at that and go, okay, how do they do that? Well, one of the ways they do that is they limit the rushing, and they make them one-dimensional. And that's Brent Venables' specialty, is he'll go into a game and go, how can I make these guys one-dimensional? And the first thing to do is shut off the run. And with their defense and how they set up, I see that as a very viable option.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, Lacey is the transfer from Missouri, spent 1 year there. Was a Lancaster high school product from the state of Texas. But OU's rushing defense has been awesome this year. I mean, they've given up 2 rushing touchdowns the entire season. Oklahoma's given up very few first downs this year, especially against the run. They've given up maybe even close to as many first downs by penalty as they have by rushing. So I expect OU to be about a 6-point favorite by the time the game rolls around. And what do you do the math on that? That's like a 30-23 OU type win, something in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think the over's got a pretty good chance to go again.
Well, and
especially off last week's Ole Miss game, right? Because they're going up and down the field and scoring. Georgia's defense. This isn't 10 years ago Georgia defense. Oklahoma's got a better defense than Georgia.
OU is becoming the defensive, monitor, so to speak, of what's happening in the SEC, because they have one of the best defenses in the country. And so now you compare OU's defense to some of the other, like Georgia's of a few years ago, Alabama's of a few years ago. So I look at this and I think OU's defense does their part. The question is, does OU's offense do their part? They're going to have to come out and play and run the ball well, and against a Mississippi defense that is weak against the run, and they're going to have to throw the ball effectively in order to take the pressure off the run. And that's where Giovanni Gibson, to me, comes in. This is 3rd game back from injury, and I think this is Giovanni Gibson's breakout game.
I hope so. I mean, isn't the world kind of tipped on its axis here? The fact that Oklahoma and Texas have come into the SEC into their 2nd year, have 2 of the best defenses in the conference, while Alabama and Georgia have 2 of the statistically worst defenses in the conference, and so things have changed a lot.
Well, I like that as opposed to last year when OU's offense was the absolute worst in the SEC, and so this year. Let's talk about, speaking of the SEC, few games. Auburn at Arkansas, a couple of losing programs. Gosh, I feel bad for both of them, Arkansas and Auburn.
Arkansas may have a new quarterback this week, so we'll see. Hugh Freeze going with some reps. An absolute must-win for him. Arkansas is winless in the conference play. Auburn is winless in conference play.
Well, they may just let Hugh Freeze stay in Fayetteville. If he loses the game, they just may say, "Don't come back, Hugh." Okay,
it's a scandal bowl between Hugh Freeze and Bobby Petrino.
Missouri at Vandy. That's an interesting game.
Yeah, what a game. really good defense that Vanderbilt's going to face with Missouri this week, coming off of that huge high against LSU last week. This is a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. And then Texas at Mississippi State. I mean, they almost got beat last week Texas did at Kentucky. So they may have to, even though Mississippi State's not well regulated.
Jeff Levy beat Arizona State at home, lost in the final seconds of Tennessee at home, lost last week by 2 to Florida at home. They got Texas. They've got another big game coming up a little bit later on at year at home against A&M. They're going to get a win.
They're going to get one of them. Yeah. And hopefully it'll be this win. Hey, my prediction, 27-21, OU.
All right, I like it a little. I like it probably. I like it a little more than you, so I'm going to go 28-21.
There you go. A little bit. That's going to do it for this week's. Don't forget Cohiba Lounge and Oliva Cigar Specials.
28-20.
28-20. There you go. Now you got it. There. We're not quibbling. That's just readjustment. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you next time on the Oklahoma Sports Report.